So yeah, according to YouTube, I am live. I'm live on YouTube right now. So what's up, everybody? It's your boy Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. I am live, and oh yeah, let me put myself on the screen. Hold up. See, look, I look tired. I ain't even got my shades on. Hold on. There we go. That's more like it. I'm
Bang,
tired. I've
bang,
been going live like
bang,
every
bang.
day, and yeah, I had to put my shades on real quick because I look crazy. So what's up, everybody? It's your boy Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. Um, yeah, man, just carrying on tradition, doing what we do.
Yes, sir.
So today, I decided to call my bro up. We've done an interview before. I've known him for some years. So I
Years.
decided to call my bro up. He's been turning out a lot of interviews, but being that that's my brother, so I get a little preferential treatment. And he
Yeah,
said
we
he'll do it.
fam. It's either fam or
So we
ham,
are
and I
here
don't need
today.
pork.
So here we go. I'm about to bring the man of the hour on the screen really quick. Here we go. Here we go. Introduce yourself to the people.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Go by the name of DV Alias Khryst. And yeah, you know, I'm
and
a lot.
and DV Alias Christ. What does the DV? What does your name mean?
The voice known as Christ.
So the alias is the known as.
Known
That's
as.
got you.
Because you know, a
Got
lot of people don't, never knew the word alias means known as.
you. Right?
People be
You
like, Elias. I'm like, Elias? What school you went to?
yo, you just taught me something because I never knew alias mean known as. Wow.
That's crazy. Well, excuse me. I didn't. If I offended you, I didn't mean to. But
Hey man, we what's our birthday like? Almost the same day.
yeah, I'm March 18th.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, no, it ain't almost. I'm February. I'm a February Pisces.
Yeah,
You're a
you're
March.
around my grand. I think you got the same birthday as my grandmother.
Yeah,
Well, this
yeah,
shit
yeah.
20 something, right?
25th. Myself, Ali Vegas, Star, um, and Taj Mahal from the Youngsters. Our birthday is like 3 days apart.
Got you.
Yeah. So DV alias Christ, you've been in the game for a minute. Um,
25 years.
give that number again.
25. My son is 24. He'll be 25 this year. So this year make 25 years I've been in the game.
And somebody said in the chat room, what wasn't he on Smooth the Hustler album? So
So I was.
get without saying you was on the album, what song was you on? Dude, could you actually do the hook that you was on?
Think to yourself how it would be without the dollar bill, y'all. You fall against the line of break. It was dollar bill, then I did
Could I hear my crew? Could I hear my crew? Come on,
my
come on.
crew can't go for that wasn't on. That's Trigger's song.
Yeah, but that's on
That was
the
Trigger.
Nutty Professor soundtrack.
Yeah, and Trigger's album Life is a 50-50 Gamble.
I
And
just
that was
need
my crew can't
I
go for that. No, no can do.
yo, you know when somebody's talented when they do it like right on the spot and sound just like the record? That's just like that's a different type of talent. So
Oh, gratitude, my genius. I appreciate
yeah,
that.
like yo, you sound just like the record, just like regular, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't even some people be like
And no auto-tune blood, you know what I'm
yeah, some
saying?
people like I'm hoarse, you know what I'm saying? I can't do it, I'm hoarse. So
Nah,
one of my favorite joints too is Wild Cowboys. What's that chorus?
in this land of wildness, oh, you better pack your vest. In the streets ain't nothing but crime, so you best to watch your behind. Come on.
Yo, man. Damn. Yo, I love that. That's why I love hip hop, man. That's what make me really, really love this culture. The fact that I know so many of y'all personally. And the talent is unbelievable, and
Shit.
you still have it in 2021. You dropped a few projects lately. Tell the people about the projects.
I mean, I've been dropping singles now since, well, my official independent grind as a company. My company is called the G's Up Inc. It's spelled DGSUP. and it's an acronym. It means Dynasty Government Supplying Undeniable Product,
Uh-huh.
and it also means the G's was down, but now we up. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And I linked with a company by the name of Soul Spasm. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out to Jim, Gerald, Cho, the whole staff over there. I love those guys. And I actually stalked the fuck out of Jim
Mm-hmm.
because I just felt like that was the platform I needed to fuck with independently. And now I see a lot of people fucking with that shit now. But 2016 is when I officially started my first independent grind, confidently, because I
Mm.
still was figuring shit out along, years prior to, just figuring out the whole angle of how I wanted to present myself confidently, knowing that I would be up against certain scrutiny because I've been in the game for a certain amount of time, and the powers that be, don't want to see an elitist leverage himself independently, especially when they got a story as extensive as mine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so my first independent release was featuring Redman, produced by Midi Mafia. The song was called Lights Out, and then from there, just I just kept dropping singles every month from 2016 up until now. I just kept dropping singles, boom, 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 boom. Then I dropped my first official album release in 2018, actually on the day that Mac Miller, I think that Mac Miller passed away. It was September 7th, 2018. And I dropped my first official album called Music. It went number one in China. Um, and man,
What
music
was what
shout
is
out
that like? What is that like to be independent after
to
all these years and still get
uh it's free. I feel extremely free from uh the suggestions of me doing what would seem to be uh base criteria, like you hear the shit that's out, you know what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
half the talent is fertile as mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can implant a few different frequencies in it that would actually work with the bullshit that you hear from time to time. And I wasn't with that.
Mm.
And it had nothing to do with the fact of my name being Christ or any of that type of shit. It really had a lot to do with my integrity. I don't only
Yeah.
represent myself. I represent my mother, who's been in the industry, for 43 years, and I'm 43. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a lineage. Like, I have a whole list of family members without even dropping names that have been in this industry for years, and it was imperative for me to represent that and not sell my soul for momentary gain.
We gonna
You know?
get into that. Yeah, we gonna get into that in a minute, deeply,
Right.
deeply. Flex just says something.
Mhm. Right.
If you 35, uh,
And you ain't on the block, then I can't. He said something about I can't see an artist putting a full length out, 15 songs if he ain't been on the block that long. And shout out to Flex. I have a lot of respect for that brother in hindsight. But I do disagree with that statement because when does the block perpetuate an actual album? You know what I'm saying? Like an album is supposed to be a variety pack. When you hear Biggie was on the block, but Biggie had someone like Puff and the hit makers and so on and so, you know what I'm saying? Like t- narrating the project. Well, prior to, of course, it was Easy Mo B, but then you still have Puff as the maestro, and that album didn't only encompass the block; it encompassed a lot of different variables, especially life after death. So
yes.
for me personally, I don't want to hear a whole fucking album of somebody shooting. Even Smooth the Hustler's first album had variables to it. You had Human, you had Dollar Bill, like he was talking about shit about how, you know, his experiences. Then you had the record where he's like, the question is why, the answer what makes. If you ask my opinion, I tell you don't take. Like, you know, so even us being from the block, we still were 50-yard line artists. And a 50-yard line artist means that you can cover different various grounds when you put together a project. Even Buster's new release that came out.
Incredible. Incredible.
Incredible. Like, and it
Incredible.
covered so many different variables. So for me, it's like I can't subscribe to that frequency because I personally don't want to hear a whole fucking album of somebody just shooting and killing up every fucking thing.
But let me
Because
ask you
it's not
something.
realistic.
But let me ask you something. How does it feel, somebody that's considered to be old, right? Because I don't consider Flex to be old, but industry, he's considered to be old, right?
Right.
He's definitely older than us.
Right.
And me and you're the same age, but they consider us to be old, right? But he's older than us. How does it feel like to hear somebody who's considered to be old talk about age in hip hop? I think that that's weird. Like I don't understand it.
Everyone is actually entitled to their opinion based on where they feel their professionalism lies. He openly admitted that his platform isn't a platform that actually breaks artists. So him saying that and then looking at the grand perspective of his commentary, it's only based on what he's experienced. It's not based on the experience. You know what I'm saying? It's not based on it being fact either. It's based on his opinion at the end of the day, and his opinion based on the artists that are in our age who aren't putting out albums that are worthy enough to listen to straight through. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's heard my album to make that assessment, but and this new shit I'm about to drop damn sure gonna break the mold on commentary such as that. But it's all entertainment, man. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't talking, then you silent, and silence at this point ain't getting nobody fed. You know what I'm saying?
So, but at a certain level, should we be a little bit more conscious of what we say? Because again,
100.
like myself, he has a bigger platform than me, right? But I have a platform, and when I say stuff, I be like, damn, that went viral. Like people really took to what I said. So I started being mindful of how I can use certain things to control a positive narrative opposed to doing ageism, men against women and stuff like that. And again,
Right.
he's of an age where, bro, you got one foot in the game and the other foot on the banana peel. You know what I'm saying? So how could you go at the MC when you don't even have an understudy DJ? Where's your young boy at?
For me, I say this, like, you have industry, then you have in the streets.
Yeah.
We in the streets.
Facts.
You know, and we in the industry, but we in the streets. I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? So on various levels. So me, that shit is non-cipher. You know?
Yeah.
Where I'm at from what I'm on the block and I don't see nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they most of the time they don't see me because of how I know how to move out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But opinions are that of an asshole. You know what I'm saying? And everyone is entitled to their opinion. I just don't agree with that. You know, there's other things that he spoke about that have validity. I don't necessarily agree with the whole Drake Jay-Z situation. I don't agree with that either.
Jay-Z got at least an hour straight of bangers, and we not even being Brooklyn biased. That's just facts.
Say that.
Yeah, that's just facts.
Because that's the homie, and I'm not being biased based on any of those type of factors. But individuals like Drake, you can hear, have clearly been inspired by the likes of the body of work that people like Jay have put out. But I mean, that like no one really agrees with that. But once again, he's entitled to what he believes is his professional opinion, and he has the platform to speak. And what they say, bad press is still good press.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's
I
trolling
think
though.
he's learning just to be a little
He's
edgy.
he's trolling. He's trolling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
speaking of Drake, it's funny though because when his name comes up, your name gets thrown in the hat a lot because the general public believes that he made singing and rapping popular, and they never mentioned yourself. They never mentioned Fonte. It was people, Queen Latifah. I mean, there was people who's doing it way before him.
Yep.
Even the Force MDs was the Force MC. So it was people that was doing it. Why do you think the industry chose to jump over all of y'all and say this is the man who created this?
You because hip hop and per se rock music has two different respect factors. You'll see a 14-year-old kid walking around with an ACDC or a Pantera t-shirt on, but you won't see a 14-year-old kid walking around with a Run DMC shirt on, or a Cold Crush Brothers shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know, man. It's like this. It seems like every few secular years there's some level of cloning happening where they try to X out the origins, and this been happening since slavery. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
Like,
facts, yeah.
to be honest with you, and I just think it's just systematic learned behavior.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like out of sight, out of mind. If we didn't hear about it, then what we see is what it is. And you started to see that even with Eminem. Like, it was to the point where people were starting to see Eminem as somewhat of a focal to hip hop, and he was authentic enough to put things into perspective and say, well, I was inspired by this one and this one and this one, so I can't, subscribe to say that I, took this to this next level or so on. Drake's not doing that. His silence is allowing, that commentary to be most prevalent too. You know what I'm saying?
Even though
Um,
in the beginning he said, "What up, Font?" Well, he said, "What up, Fonte? What up, Slumville?" He bigged them up in the beginning, and then it's like the bigger he got, he was just like, "Oh nah, they didn't."
well,
I
the powers that be, I'm quite sure, let him know, like, it's not beneficial to his overall brand to, shed light on situations that he can't benefit from.
Facts.
That's what this game is about. It's like, if you have no, if said individuals don't have an invested interest in uh I guess promoting or verbally promoting the next individual, it's like, nah. You literally have to arrive and have a certain stake, in this shit, or have a certain level of light shined on you where you forced the hands of the elitists to actually, mention you. But until then, you get counted out. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's like
saying?
an individual thing, though. It's only me. Like I created rap, I created, and that's how they come into the game. How much unreleased records of you was out there? Because I know about some records you got. You did some hooks for a big, big, big artist that never came out.
Oh man, I mean, last time I checked, I got a little over 1,000, releases in total between features and just my own individual records that I put out.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't see that shit because I had to
Mm.
put together. I shout out to Dr. Period. I had at the time, me and him was talking about some licensing and some things of that nature, and he wanted me to send him over, you know, just a base of my catalog of the records that I put out, so on. And once I got past 300, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, Onyx, Blase, this one. I'm like, what the? Like, because I'm one of those people, like Biggie said, I stay low and keep firing. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes,
Like
yes.
I don't look back. I do it as like, all right, next.
You don't have no time to admire your work.
I'm not on my own dick like that.
Got
To
you.
be honest with you, I'm extremely humble, and it annoys a lot of my constituents because they like, yo, bro, you got so much power. Why you ain't walk around with your chest poked out? I said because it could easily get deflated. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah. Somebody could cave your chest. Yeah, somebody could cave your
yeah,
chest in. Yeah.
cave your shit right in. You know,
Yep.
humility is power. You know, you don't want to be too humble where you're not recognized, but humility is power. I've never been bitter. I've made my mistakes to some extent on entertaining, low in frequencies, even with the whole Drake situation, like, but that was just for the sake of hip hop, because, when he said a line in his rap, he's like the young spitter that everybody in rap fears. So for me, I chose to say some shit because I don't fear any fucking body. So
Got
I'm
you.
not going to subscribe to that and let that fly. So I had to say my little piece, and it was just all in the likes of entertainment. But you didn't see me be the glory hog and trying to leverage myself off that man's celebrity. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't
Like,
had a pistol in the
I,
video like, yo, not Drake can't come to Brooklyn.
yeah,
No
like
fly zone in Brownsville. Nah, nah.
for what? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I do not invest in the destruction of my black people. I don't invest in that. Like I'm not here to take you down. I'll let you do that to yourself before I invest in being a part of, the problem that we see plagues this shit over and over and over. So I'm gonna say my piece because this is hip hop. It's a competitive sport.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Well, it's metaphorically a competitive sport. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here to compete. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And
yeah.
I can compete at the highest level. I take on whoever the fuck want it. You know what I'm saying?
I know something that the audience don't know. You got some 50 Cent choruses in the tuck that you did for him. What's going on with them records?
Well, I did a song over. I think the producer name was Chigolo, and I did a record with him called "That's My Dog." He fucking loved that record, but politics is a motherfucker, man. And he's true to his vibration. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, doing some business, with Dangerous LLC at the time, and he had a falling out with the CEO of that company,
Chris Styles.
and yeah, based on my affiliation to that dynamic, it lessened my chances of those records, coming out.
Damn.
Um, and I feel like in hindsight, if he really knew that I was never signed to Dangerous, Chris Styles was my people's, and I was there to facilitate. I helped pick out a lot of tracks, that Dangerous submitted to 50 that he actually used and shit like that. Like, I was there to do my part, and Styles did his part in bringing certain things to my plate that allowed leverage to be a focal in my situation. But sometimes loyalty could be the death of a lot of different variables. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
it's funny that you say that because a lot of times I say, yo, damn man, I'm like a damn loyal fool sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's
that
sad because
feisty.
yeah, and it's sad because I've always been the type of person that when I'm doing something and I know they about to clap at me and Christ
Uh-oh.
might catch a stray, I always say, yo, Christ, I'm wild.
I'm
I'm
cool.
about to wild out. Yo, if you gonna ride with me, ride with me. But nowadays, people will let you take the brunt of they BS and they won't even save you. You know what I'm saying? They be like, nah, come. Oh yeah, Christ, we gotta stick together. And it's like, yo, I get what you're saying, bro, but damn, I'm supposed to blow my opportunity and situations for something that you did. And sometimes unbeknownst to you, you don't even know what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? And you did the records at the studio in Connecticut, right? Like you went in the
Yeah.
studio and actually was with 50.
Yeah, we spent the night at the crib, pause,
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
like
yeah.
Yeah, it's like we spent the night at the crib for probably about a good 3 days. We was in there just banging out records, um, amusement park, a few records that brothers was in there banging out and working on. You know, I don't regret none of that shit though. You know what I'm saying? Because um, life goes in, moves 360 degrees. And I truly believe that uh, if or when, me and the God ever get the opportunity to converse with one another, and he understands in hindsight my involvement, my involvement was boss. My involvement was not follower. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was more looked at like if I was an artist under the situation when I had my own dynamic, which is the G's of Inc. And the G's of Inc. did collaborative work with Dangerous LLC.
Mm.
Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, I was my own boss in my situation. Styles, and Irk was their own bosses in that situation. And we cross collaborated on a few things. But I don't think he saw that. I feel like he saw it as if I was an
He brought
artist.
you in. Yeah, he brought you in. So yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And there wasn't any separation, between that. And then after a while, we built a pretty cool vibration where, like if I was sitting on, like if we get invited out to certain events and shit, and he'd see me off to the side, he like, yo, Christ, come on, like, cause I'm one of them motherfuckers. I'm a Brownsville nigga. I'm one of the peeps. See what the fuckers
Yeah, yeah.
You feel me?
We
And we both got the same attorney too. So if it really was about, oh, let me get to this dude, I could call Theo Sotomayor and be like,
pull
yo,
some strings.
I
Yeah.
had, I had Theo before any fucking body. Me and Frankie Cutlass had Theo before anybody.
You said Frankie Cutlass, Puerto Rico. So I want the fans to know because they might be looking like, who are you? So if they just walked in the room right now, you was present. Me and you talked about this in our previous interview. This is not me and Christ's first interview. Me and him did a classic one prior to this. But being that this is the bro, and I, I got so much love for him and his talent. I really believe in him. I like to bring him back every now and again to refresh people's memory of how talented this man is and how good of a person he is. You was at
Gratitude.
you was at a famous video shoot where it was a lot of famous rappers and then up and comers, and that's the Dead President video shoot. At the table,
Mm-hmm.
at the table when Jay-Z and them sitting down, you had yourself, Big. Who all was there?
Um, Pop, my nigga Pop from the barbershop that Big spoke about. My bro Keefy, God bless the dead. Smooth,
The Hustler.
Smooth the
Yeah.
Hustler, of
Mm-hmm.
course. You know what I'm saying? Beehive was there. Little C's was there. AZ was there. Biggs was there. Tata was there. AZ was there. Shit, it was a lot, it was a lot of people there, and it's crazy. Oh, and my bro Do Dirty.
Yes,
My
yes. His name is Baguettes now.
forget.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Shout
know what
out
I'm
to
saying?
Baguettes.
That's
That's the
that's
homie.
that's my bro for life. Shout out to Baguette. Shout out to the wifey. And Baguettes was the one that told, if I'm not mistaken, he hollered at my bro Gotti. Shout out to Gotti the Don, Gotti Cuts. He got the barber shop over there in the Ville. He spoke to Gotti, and Gotti told Smooth. I don't know if Gotti was with us or not. I think he was, but me and Do Dirty went to Boys and Girls together, and he got a whiff of it. We pulled up. I think that was the time. I think Smooth had the gold GS 300 at the time, and we pulled up. The vibe was kind of different because there was a lot of motherfuckers there. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, I was an alcoholic. Like I had to drink, and after a while, I was getting anxious because there wasn't no drink around. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
we out, bro. Like, ain't no drink
They
in
ain't
this
got no
month.
yak. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the Blit Op. This shit's a dub. You know what I'm saying? So upon us about the leave, Smooth like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Smooth team player. He like, if you won't be there, nigga, we out. You know what I'm saying? So on our way about the leave, Jay saw us and was like, yo, where y'all going? Like, yo, Christ ain't no drink. Christ ready to leave, bro. He's like, nah, man, come on. I need you for the scene. Da, 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 da. He's like, yo, what you drinking? I said, nigga, ain't no drink in here that I want. You know what I'm saying? So he pulls out this white case and he opens it with this gold silk inside with this gold bottle. And I'm like, the fuck is this? He's like, Cristal? Like, nigga, all these, it was cases of that shit all over the place. I never drunk that shit before in my life up until that day.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you can have as much of this shit as you want. I said,
Wow.
oh, y'all niggas could stay.
Yeah,
I,
we ain't going nowhere, right?
what? Nigga, I was in there, Cristal the fuck out. And they did the scene. And I remember I was so lit, I walked through one of the shots.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a silhouette of me walking through the shot that they actually kept. And we left that after that scene, we left and went to the tunnel.
Mm.
Me, Smooth, Keith, Keefy, Big, all of us. We went to it was like 4, 5, it was about, I want to say about 6, 7 GS300s back to back. We all going to the tunnel. You know, shit was like a movie. We get out the car, we walk through the metal detectors. Everybody got like 2 bottles of Cristal in their hand, and we was just in there fucking chilling, man. Like in hindsight, at the time, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Coming up at the time, it wasn't a big deal. So it's crazy speaking about it now. I'm quite sure people listening to this shit like, oh shit, but for us, that shit was regular. You know what I'm saying? It's like that table, that day, that table was the commission.
Yes, because you had AZ, first of all, AZ, that we look at him like the firm, but he's here with Jay-Z and Biggie. And for the audience might not know, Smooth the Hustler was top tier with them at the time. He was a respected MC. They looked at him like an assassin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, yo, let me tell you something. I remember one time we was on the FDR Drive. Smooth could contest to this. We was on the FDR Drive. I don't know where the fuck we was going. I think we was going uptown because we stayed going uptown. You know, fucking with the honeys. Yeah. So next thing we see a white and gray GS300 pull up on the side of Smooth's car, playing Once Upon a Time in America.
Mm.
And he looked over, he was like, this shit crazy. You know, that off. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Big and niggas used to sit in the studio and listen to that fucking album, bro. Like, you know, like we put that work in for whatever it's worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I be laughing when people be trying to, like, you know, throw them niggas under the bus.
Nah, you can't do that.
Just because they don't see them out here for it. Like, I'm gonna tell you one thing's for sure, 2 things for certain. If you think them niggas ain't got no money, you fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Them niggas is from the Ville. Them niggas is squirrels. And we come from an era where and we come from a town where you don't flash your accomplishments.
Because you could get booked.
You will get your shit booked. So we always moved, you know, we always was walking around 24 karat gold Gazelle glasses and big fucking jewelry. You know, they Uncle Barsham used to come through with bags, I mean like garbage bags full of 24 karat gold and just dressing us with fucking gold. We 14, 15 years old standing on the front of in front of 257, me, Smooth Triggers, Uncle Rome, all of us dripped down the jewelry looking like a fucking Rakim video. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I always laugh at, you know, how I see shit now. It's like, we don't have to go all out our way to appease anybody. We already did all that shit. Like, that shit water. Like, we don't give a fuck about none of that. Right now, it's about checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? Like,
speaking of which, I want to bring you up to speed. It's a lot that you seen early on, and then now this is a whole different game. Dudes is wearing dresses. Dudes is openly doing a lot of stuff. Did you ever think that hip hop would be where it's at today with that type of behavior?
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. But then at the same time too, I knew that I got a slight taste of it when I was in Def Jam because I wasn't rapping the same shit everybody was rapping about. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You know, like I just got brought into the 5% Nation, and that was like a whole world for my mind in itself, and I was so elated to be a part of something that illustrious that I just wanted to share that shit with the world from my POV, meaning
Mm-hmm.
point of view. You know what I'm saying? And I remember having a meeting. Shout out to Julie Greenwald and Leo Combs. I had a meeting with them, and so Julie looked, it was a marketing meeting. Now I'm 17 and a half. I ain't on no fucking marketing, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the block. I'm
Yeah,
Frederick
yeah.
selling crack, you know what I'm saying?
Yup.
So I'm like, they was like, well, how do you see yourself being marketed? I said, well, I'm a 5% of, I rap and I sing. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? And he's like, well, you gotta choose one. You can't rap or sing.
Mm.
I'm like, yes, the fuck I can.
And what year is this? What year is this? Let's put
This
that.
was 95, 96.
Mm.
And it's funny because now half they roster raps and sings up at Atlantic Records.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was on it and I was like, yo, this shit gonna shape the game. What I'm doing gonna shape the game. Yeah, there was others, Domino and all of these different individuals, but they were not doing it the way I embodied it. I was inspired by Force MDs, TJ Swan, Queen Latifah. You know what I'm saying? Like I was Melly Mel and the Fury. Like I was inspired by all of that melodic shit. And I
Mm-hmm.
and I already knew how to sing, from my mom's and just being a part of me. But I was like back then, it's like being a singer coming from my block. It was like so I had to find a way to mesh my texture of voice with rapping
Mm.
because um Smooth taught me and Trigger how to rap. You know what I'm saying? He wrote us off. Well, I wrote my first rap and I kicked it to Smooth and he went fucking crazy. Then he
Mm.
wrote me a rap as we wrote a rap for me and Trigger as our training wheel.
Mm.
And that's all he had to do after that. I ain't never fucking looked back. I was like, oh, I get it now. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? And the hallway 257 was where we honed our skills. You
Mm.
couldn't come in that hallway and play no games. We didn't have Foxy ain't even want to come in that motherfucking hallway. She sit her ass outside in the Ultima.
Now, I do want, because also when we talk about Foxy, Smooth let it be known on my platform that he wrote the "Ain't No Nigga" verse for Foxy,
hmm
and that's crazy because everybody thought Jay-Z wrote it, but Smooth was like, "Nah, that's my pen who wrote that verse."
Well, they had a version of it. I don't know. DR got that shit. It's a version that DR produced where it was slower. It was like, ain't no nigga like the one I got.
Like the original, yeah.
Better. But the beat was like, it was hard. It wasn't boom, 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 it wasn't
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And I really don't know what inspired her to take that record and give it, to Jay,
Oh, that's her record?
no, well, it was him, it was her and Smooth's record,
No, no,
but
no,
it was
no,
for
no,
her.
no, 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 no. Christ, you ain't doing this to me right now. You telling me "Ain't No Nigga" was Foxy Brown and Smooth record, and she took it to Jay-Z?
hmm
You know you just dropped some real hip hop history just now, right?
I guess.
Whoa, because I ain't even, I know everything. I ain't even know that. Holy
Yeah,
sh-
because that was their rec. Like it was, because she was going by AKA at the time. She wasn't going by Foxy. She used to wear fucking Pellies and high tech boots and bandanas and shit. She was like the little Kim of our crew. You know, we was
Facts.
the ruckus, and she was, you know, but she was hard though. She was fucking. She was like, she was on some hard shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she knew how to write her own shit, but she respected Smooth Pen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And you know, like he did for me and Trig, like it's just we didn't keep letting him write no rhymes for us. He wrote one and we just got busy. You know what I'm saying? Um he treated her like a sister. That was like his little sister, you know what I'm saying? And he did what he did with her and for her out of sincerity, not, you know, and that's why he never went public and try to blast her and make her look fucked up or none of that shit because, you know, his actions were sincere in what he did. And I guess he felt like, you know, there'll be some reciprocity.
Reciprocity. Yeah,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Down the line. And it never was.
So also the general public don't know this studio sessions consisted of Smooth the Hustler, Trigger the Gambler, DV
Mhm.
Alias Khryst, Foxy Brown, AZ is coming through every now and again, and Papoose, a young Papoose is there too. They don't know that Papoose was there with y'all too.
Yeah, well, you know, Pat and Trig was like thick as thieves. You know, Trig used to take Pat around and like like he believed in Pat fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that like that's how Trig is. You know what I'm saying? Like if he fuck with you, he gonna campaign you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how he was with me. You know what I'm saying? Like he campaigned me to Smooth because I was a Herkimer nigga.
Yeah,
They,
yeah, yeah.
they ain't fuck with niggas on my block like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. So, you know, that my block was called GP, you know, Gunther Posse. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was SO, Smooth Operators on Saratoga shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But our intermediate school, which was 271, was in the middle of both areas. And how I met Trig because you know, they before the rapping, niggas was dancers. Like
Yeah.
on some Scoob and
Scoob and
Scrap,
Scrap. But
some
Scoob
weird
was
type shit.
instrumental in y'all hood too, because Scoob is from over there.
Yeah,
And
so
and
Scoob
Lays. Scoob and Lays was professional dancers.
and Scrap, because Scrap
Yeah.
lived up Saratoga, like
Mm-hmm.
Saratoga and Pacific, and then further down, Scoob was in Prospect Plazas in building 430. You know what I'm saying? Um, so you know, I never forget this shit. I went to 271 on a fly because my man Merv let me hold his blue and yellow cookie polo USA goose. I was feeling myself. High flat top. So I wanted to go to the park and show off. So I went to 271 Park and I look across where the baseball field was and I see three dudes dancing
Mm.
with that damn velour suits on. Some Gucci shit. I'm like, the fuck is these niggas dancing in velour suits? You know what I'm saying? And it was Gotti, which was their cousin, Trig and Smooth.
Mm.
I'm looking, I'm like, yo, these niggas getting busy. So I literally sat there and memorized what the fuck they did. And the next day I went to school and I seen Trig sitting on the bench. He was like Big Daddy Kane's and there were all these chicks around him and shit. So I walked up to Trig and I said, yo, Trig. No, I walked up to him. I said, yo, my name is Kenny. He's like, yo, my name Taiwan. I was like, yo, I saw you in the park dancing with some dudes. He's like, yeah, that was my brother and my cousin. I said, I remember them steps. He said, let me see. I did boom, boom, bop, boom, 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 bop. I did the shit. He got off the bench and did them shits with me.
Mm.
Like syncopated, like if me and this nigga knew each other for years. And then the dance teacher was in the gym. Her name was Miss Baker, God bless her soul. She saw me and him dance and made me and him choreograph a 60 kid dance class. And
Wow.
we went to IS 275 and fucking won first place.
Wasn't
And
I don't want to cut you, but wasn't Jinx there too? Jinx the Juvie?
nah, Jinx was young.
That he
Jinx,
came later.
Yeah, he came later. Jinx
Okay,
was a
yeah.
baby when he
Yeah, I'm
came
about to
around.
say yeah, because he was mad small too.
Yeah, he was a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just crazy. Damn, shout out to Jinx, man. Free to
Yeah,
God. You
free
know
to.
what I'm
So bring with this industry right now. You see, first of all, what is selling your soul in your opinion?
saying? Compromising your integrity for minimum, for minimum gain. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know that that shit in your right and left mind isn't for you to do, and it goes against the standards of your being, and you do it, for some fucking green paper, not factoring not factoring who or how it will affect the lives of you yourself and people around you, then yeah, you selling your soul. And then there's other variables to that shit too. Like, if you willing to have no scruples as an individual, and willing to step on and cut the throats of anybody that you have to maliciously to get the fucking position, to realize that once you win that position, now you got to keep it, and then you got to go back to the block.
Mm,
So for me, I think when you compromise your integrity as a person, man, woman, whatever, you know what I'm saying, for money, or for success or for fame, then to me you officially sold your soul, because you're going against the very fabric that makes you tick. You know
mm,
what I'm saying? If you get, I know motherfuckers that get up in the morning and cry when they look in the mirror,
mm.
and they call me for that, for spiritual
Talk him
guidance.
off the ledge. Talk him off the ledge. Yep.
Yeah, I
Mm.
told you, man. I've talked so many of your favorites off the fucking ledge. I remember when Lil Dap came to my crib. Shout out to Lil Dap. I just bought my mother a crib on Maida Road in Rosedale, and him and Nutcracker used to come to my crib all the time. And I think the CEO of Payday Records fucked him over on some bread, and he's about to go up there and tear the whole motherfucking office up. I grabbed the nigga. I said, "Look, you gonna chill with me and my brother. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna smoke this weed,
Yeah.
and we gonna write to these beats. You ain't going nowhere. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? It ain't worth you going there and jeopardizing your career for that situation.
And
It'll
just
work itself out." And
yeah,
it did.
yeah,
It
yeah.
it fucking did. So that's one, small smidget of a situation compared to a lot of other dynamics, man. Like, I done had brothers call me and tell me some, like, the most tumultuous shit that you could hear, that they actually subjected themselves to do to get on. And when they got on, it didn't feel it didn't feel as exciting as it was presented to them. You know what
So
I'm saying?
so without naming names, what's some of the craziest stuff you heard dudes say they did to get on?
I think the craziest shit that I've heard, um, I think that, God, like, I remember I ain't gonna say nobody's name, but I remember one of my partners telling me that a certain said elitist in the game pretty much whipped his dick out and was like, if you want to get on, bust it. You feel me? And yeah, bro, like that's you know, and he never told me if he did or he
That's the
didn't.
thing.
You know what I'm
But they
saying?
but is he on though?
Yeah,
He
he
did it.
on. Yeah, he on.
You did that shit. He did it.
Yeah, he probably did. I don't know, but he on now.
That's so man, it's so many of them stories, and it's dudes really topping dudes off, letting dudes, bang them all types of stuff for bread. You know what I'm
And the
saying?
thing is this, look, and let me be clear. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have nothing against anybody gay. My sister gay. I know gay people that's their lifestyle.
Why we always
But
got to
it's,
give that disclaimer though? I'm confused.
you
Why?
know why? Because like, for me, see, people will use certain things against you later. Like, like my sister full on gay. So it's
Got you.
like,
Yeah,
you know,
who are you to talk about them?
right,
And yeah,
you know,
got you. I
like
got it.
your
Makes sense.
sister gay, like rah, this, that, and the third. So, you know, I gotta put it out there, like, nah, like this ain't about, oh, you know, gay being rah, this, that, and the third. Like to each his own in a bowl of grapes. But at the same time, if that's not what you about, and you subject yourself to that shit just to get on,
A record deal, yeah.
cause you ain't patient with your process, blood. That's some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some other shit, bro.
So when you say elite, was it a record label head, or like who was
Yeah,
it
yeah,
that
yeah, 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 yeah. That's the check signing.
and the dude, damn, that's crazy.
He
And
never said nothing, but you know, his voice was a little shaky, and he was disturbed by it. You know what I'm saying? And he pretty much asked me, you know, what would I would have done in that situation? And I said, my man, you know what the fuck I would have done, cause I ain't on like you, nigga. Like I'm not with none of that shit. That's not my vibration. You know, I've got called difficult and all kind of shit in this business because I'm not with conformity. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not. How could I be with a name like DV Alias Khryst?
facts.
You get what I'm saying? So, not, but I'm not here to judge the next person's actions. What you eat don't make me shit. You feel me? But don't bring the blood clot scared business over
Yeah, yeah,
here.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You feel me? Like, don't bring that shit over here to me. Like, and don't try to like soup me into your dynamic to make you feel good about whatever decision you decided to make. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think a lot of the stuff that we seeing right now is very ritualistic?
I mean, yeah, I mean, even for me, like this shit is a ritualistic for me, you know, because I walk with God, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like I walk with the power of Orisha, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
so, and I had to getting into this business. You have to spiritually protect yourself. If you don't think you need to, something wrong with you. You can't be touching everybody, and the transference of energy is extremely potent. You know what I'm saying? You fuck around and inherit the wrong frequency, man, and that's like having bruja put on your ass.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't think that some of these higher ups don't dabble in that shit, you crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You crazy. You see it. Like you I mean, come on, like I mean, well, Jay don't deal with the darkness, but you know, I've heard him speak on Chango and Odisha now in the present space, you know, coming to the true essence of our nature. Like we never Catholicism was never, you know,
Our
our
thing.
actual
That ain't our
belief
thing. Yeah.
Nah,
That was beat into us. Submission,
yeah,
like,
like
or
yeah,
killed into
because
you.
when they saw when they actually saw us, we were you know praying to our deities, the Chango and Oshun, and you know like they was like, what the fuck is that? So you know they hid those black statues behind the Catholicism statues. So where you seen the Santeria culture adopted that, you know, but behind each Santa Barbara is Chango.
Mm-hmm.
Black is me and you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this shit is ritualistic, and certain people feel that they got to deal with that dark shit because it seems cool. Like you even hear rappers calling themselves demons.
Yeah, facts. Demon, I'm on demon time. Yep.
Yeah, I'm on demon time, and to be honest with you, like I know Pyru Bloods, I know Inglewood, I know like some real blood niggas, and they ain't never called them motherfucking selves no demons. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that ain't to slander whoever on whatever time they choose to be on, but it just goes to show you like I just feel like if it smell like shit is shit, and if
Facts.
somebody revealing to you that they a fucking demonic spirit, then you should really take heed to that shit.
Yep. Yep.
And if you choose to subscribe to that level of being, then it says a lot about what you actually believe in and what you choose to actually, fuck with or whatever the case is.
Why
But
you
me,
think why you
mhm.
think so many of these artists are getting bodied? You think they signed up for something that they had no business signing up for?
Nah, I just think certain people write checks for their mouths that they asking for cash. That's just the small. That's the simple text of it. You know what I'm saying? Because most do like I watched the video today, right? And this OG was talking to this young boy, and the young boy was like, "Man, I'm old enough to be your pops." Like, just talking real brazy to him and shit. And he was like, "Man, you need a hug, man. Like you ain't really, as tough as you. You got a mama, your daddy alive, right? Your grandmother alive." And as soon as he said grandma, that shit hit a nerve. And the boy broke down, started crying, and hugged the OG.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of these kids have uh
Daddy, mommy issues, and they don't know nothing about
and
yeah.
repressed depression issues, and then with this shit that's going on right now, it's not making it even fucking better because we us in our age group we're adaptable creatures because we done been through so many different eras of the bullshit. Something like this is like, all right, this is crazy, but we still got our mind intact. But these young kids are used to being outside and having a different life. And now that these things are altering, it is mentally affecting the lives of a lot of our youth.
Yeah.
And hence why you see them acting the way that they're acting out. Because there's no fucking outlet. What other outlet do they have when most of these kids are coming from broken homes? I just seen the dude on Instagram slap somebody mother, and they thought that shit was funny.
I'll be under the jail. Facts.
Well, he probably gonna be under the ground.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would be under the jail for what I did to him. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, 100%.
So in this industry, do you think a lot of the elites, a lot of the CEOs, and a lot of the people are preying on the artists? What are some of the crazy things that you might have came across? Because Def Jam was alleged a lot of spooky stuff going on up there. Have you ever seen some crazy stuff?
Nah, you know what? Oddly enough, no.
Okay.
I was up there every day, 160 Varick Street. Anybody know? Mona Scott on down to Kathy, the Amani Susan Burge, and the Chris Lighty, Dave Lighty, that whole like I was up there every fucking day. And my niggas used to be, get at me about that, but I'm like, I'm working the room. I knew who was in the mail room. I knew every department in that motherfucker for as many times as I went up there. And after a while, Leo would call me into his office to hear music to give my opinion on what the fuck I was listening to. And that really shaped a lot of it shaped my ears and my awareness to putting music together on a whole nother scale.
Mm.
And I learned a lot sitting in the room, pause, with Leo going through, certain people's music and listening to certain, certain records and certain vibrations. And then so once it was time for me to put my album together, shit, that shit was like it was phenomenal for them. Like shit, they was gonna ship about 3 million of my 3 million copies of my project. Like they have very big
Hold
aspirations.
on, no Christ. You never felt funny watching this motherfucker listen and judge music though? I ain't gonna front. I'll be like, what the fuck do you know? That's just me.
To be honest with you, and some may agree, some may disagree, but Lior has ears, bro. Like
Big
he
ass
was,
ears.
but he got ears. It wasn't like like people would say culture vulture, maybe to based on what their vibration was with him or whatever the case was. oh my God, this is the best shit since fucking cook grease in the pan. Let's call staff. Let's get the fucking budget. Let's make this the biggest shit ever. Let's hit radio up. Bum 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 bum. Then there it is. The person who holds the balance of where you're going with your career is the check writer and the
Mm.
one that can push the buttons and get the whole building to get on top of the record or get on top of the project. And Leo was that individual.
Yo, did my stream go out? I think my stream actually went out. We mentioned this. Oh, we mentioned this dude name, and the stream just gets crazy. Are we back? um, my other thing I wanted to ask you was when you are in this industry right now, we're seeing men in dresses. We seeing men with their fingernails painted. We seeing women openly sexual, like openly like because we had Little Kim, Foxy, we had Millie Jackson. It was it was taboo. Now we starting to see just open like wow, freaky sexuality, Ti, Africa Bambaataa, crazy stuff. What is
Right.
going on?
I mean, to be honest with you, bro, you know the mantra, sex sells. You know what I'm saying? So that's been perpetuated throughout the industry since Luther Vandross and niggas was in it, and even before that.
Mm,
If you were easy on the eyes, whether female or male, that was a marketing factor that, the labels would actually use to compensate for the lack thereof.
mm.
So if you didn't have a certain level of talent and some good looks, or you had a nice ass or a nice set of titties or whatever the dynamic is, then let's work that. Let's
Yeah.
work that angle. You know what I'm saying? Let's work that angle to compensate for the fact that this person can't relatively sing as well or perform as well, but they're very easy on the eyes and they can make great studio records that we can market and push down people's throats. So when that becomes the mantra and other artists see that working, think about it like this. Back in the days, being pro-black was the shit. You had X-Clan, so on and so forth. If you was pro-black, you was that was the shit. Kendrick
Mm-hmm.
Cole, went having unk staffs. Niggas was walking around the hood with fucking wooden unk staffs and shit.
Facts, right. Black
And
medallions. Yep.
leather medallions and all, because that vibration felt cool to be a part of. That was the narrative, right? But then when the narrative switches and you see a woman, squatting, and got some nice leopard panties on and the poom poom popping out, and everybody is loving that, and they buying her records or buying the records of an individual based on how they sexually position themselves, then someone that's sitting in their crib without no fucking lights on, or somebody that's in trying times, and they look at themselves in the mirror like, shit, I could do that.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
then here goes the repetitive, here goes the repetitiveness, here goes the ongoing, marketing ploy of sex sells.
But didn't it go past a little bit now in these day and times where it went past sex sells to becoming almost like predatory by a lot of these people? Because you hearing it's coming out now like, yo, this dude, did this, or this dude did this, or even like you said, dude whip out his jump off. Didn't it become a little bit more predatory though?
Um, yeah, and that's because of the internet.
Yeah,
See,
that's what
it's
I'm.
always been prevalent. It's
Facts,
always
facts.
been around, brother. These pervs and this bullshit been around since we was little dudes listening to Michael Jackson and all that type of shit. You feel me? It's
Mm-hmm.
been around. It just wasn't no internet to capsize it and to give it a home. You get what I'm saying? Now it has a home, and it has a home where, you know, These motherfuckers could make a dummy account and watch all the pussy they want. You know what I'm saying? And hunt and prey on these little girls and these little boys, you know, and you won't know where the fuck it's coming from. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A nigga could literally have thousands and thousands of dollars and lure you in to do something strange for a piece of change based on the access of the internet. See,
Mm.
that's what it and that's you know what that's I think that's the best way to sum it up. It's access. It's more access. It's more accessible now. That's why it's shoved in everybody's face the way that it's shoved because of the level of access that people have to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like now, Joe Blow the fucking Apple King could come out and be a rapper.
Yeah,
Sign up
yeah.
with this little kid, and he could come out and be a fucking rapper, and he could talk about whatever fuck he want to talk about, and create and find a niche market that likes that shit. And if two, three other, four, the five of the six, seven other kids look at that shit and they see that to be the wave, then here goes, you know, here comes the narrative. So I think accessibility is really what got this shit going the way that it's going because
But
there's no holds bar.
but people getting on, you willing to change your sexuality, you're willing to wear stuff just for money though?
I mean, bro, if once again, if you in the crib with no lights on and roaches crawling on your fucking plate, what you gonna do? If you don't have the education, the confidence, or the tenacity to even place yourself in a situation to receive some level of residual income or income at all. And you could just gyrate your ass or do something goofy as fuck to get on.
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck you think these kids is gonna do? Or what you think these niggas or these people gonna go out here and do?
Mm.
If the narrative is everybody doing this fucking dance and the goddamn and you know what I'm saying? Like if that's the narrative and they know that shit gonna get them 100,000 plus views or streams, then niggas is gonna be sitting there doing this goddamn dance.
Mm.
Get what I'm saying? But let the narrative be we gonna do support your local business challenge. No fucking body gonna do that because it ain't cool to do it.
Did you think you would see a point where it was so many women with OnlyFans pages? Because I know you know some regular chicks that might be nurses and all that, and they busting open OnlyFans now. Did you ever think you would see that?
Hell yeah.
You thought that would happen one day?
Hell yeah. Come on, man. Like porn has been, you know, around for ages and it's been a billion-dollar industry for ages because of the taboo factors of watching somebody have sex with another person and you could literally sit there and be aroused by that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no cap. Shit, one of my guilty pleasures is I like watching fucking porn. I like that shit. Like, that's not fucking act, like I ain't gonna sit here and act holier than thou. Like I'm watching porn. I've been watching porn since I was 12 years old.
Crazy.
But do you understand what you see what the fuck I just said though?
Uh-huh.
I've been watching porn since I was 12 years old. The only difference between 12 years old and now is that it's fucking accessible for everybody else to watch it now. Before we was sneaking and buying them tapes on 42nd Street in the fucking triple X spots. You know what I'm saying? You sneaking in there or paying somebody to go in there.
Yeah. In the video store, like, yo, go get this tape for me.
That shit for free. Pornhub, I understand in the third. So I just think right now people just say whatever's going to keep going, especially now with this pandemic and this shit going on. This shit fucking up people bad. And then you really starting to see who the real hustlers and who really had their shit worked out. See, a lot of these artists weren't thinking about publishing. They was just getting that show money. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the management or the label or whatever, they eating off that puppy pub.
Mm-hmm.
So now when the curtains close and the crowd is gone and you starting to look over your books and you know you forensic auditing and all this other shit going on and you looking and this shit not adding up. You're like, well, why is all of this going here? And I'm not getting that because my man, You signed the contract, you relinquished your publishing, and they paid you in cash. You be seeing this shit like dudes be signing to these labels, and they be
Get
sitting
the
there
money to
counting.
the air now. Yeah, that's all you right there. That's all you gonna get.
They paying these niggas in cash, bro. Do you fucking see this shit
Yeah.
though? Like that is so. See, the problem I have with the industry is that it's only corporately structured for the individuals in the cubicles of the company. It's not structured for the workhorses that's providing the means for the people in the cubicles.
Mm.
So the people in the companies that have cubicles are getting health benefits, they're getting 401ks and all of that other shit. But the artist, the workhorse, has no life insurance, has no health insurance, has no 401ks, have nothing to fall back on in the event that this rap shit don't work out. And why is that so when you're making a record label billions of fucking dollars? You mean to tell me you can't give an artist the option to take 10% of that and put it into a fucking 401k?
Or health, or nigga can't even go get his teeth fixed without paying $40,000 or buying
See,
gold
my,
fronts and yeah.
my moms was smart. Like when I signed the Def Jam, I signed under AFTRA.
Mm.
And she made Def Jam play my after bills, and after took care of medical and all of that shit.
Mm.
So they wouldn't Def Jam was paying my fucking medical.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
That's not to discredit any fucking body. It's just knowledge is power. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he who knows is the one that grows.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. So right now we in the we in the day and time where the bag. So everybody
Uh,
is just willing to do anything for the
for
bag.
the
You
fact.
seeing men doing stuff that you like, yo, did he just such and such? And you seeing, women doing stuff like that. But what I'm saying is that I know you got homegirls that will consider to be good, clean, and wholesome women. Now they on OnlyFans.
Because of the bag.
Is that the pandemic did that though?
The pandemic was designed to do just the fuck what it's doing.
Okay.
To reboot, to restructure, to reassess, to separate the weak from the obsolete,
Mm. And reset
and
everything.
reset everything. So now, let's say, they use the phrase in capping. So now, with this pandemic happening, it's exposing all the caps,
Mm.
all the motherfucking caps. Because if you ain't think about it, most of these artists were the minimum were getting 20,000 a fucking show.
Mm.
So they could book a bag and know the next day or two they gonna get paid to do a
Yeah, so
walkthrough,
they blow the
get paid.
bag. Yeah.
So they just blowing bags. No one saving no money. Nobody putting nothing up to the side. Nobody, everybody, would sit there and idolize Gucci Man, but him and his woman smart as a motherfucker. Like he can
Mm-hmm.
walk around with all that shit on because he invests his money, and his woman know how to fucking flip money. You know what I'm saying? So if you trying to keep up with somebody like that and ain't doing what he doing, then
You
you
a
going
damn fool. You gonna
broke.
fall by the wayside. Yeah. Yep.
Cause see, people are buying into the outer layer of a person's being. They don't see what's going on in the core. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they're more or less that everything is on the contingency of what they see a person doing. So if they see a person flipping and making all of this money, they don't know how the fuck they did it. So they coveting what the next motherfucker did. You know what I'm saying, to get on, not knowing what he did to get on, or hide what he did. Like I saw some shit where a kid killed his mom for insurance money, and he was in the fucking and
In the video, right?
yeah, throwing the fucking money around. I said, what the fuck? I said, oh my god.
Yo. Oh man, yo, I put up a post the other day and I was like, yo, we in a day and time where dudes are straight up and down uh ask you for money, and they'll ask you for money, and it's a damn blizzard outside, and they won't even ask you for money to buy a shovel to pay you back and make some
Nah.
money. They just, everybody just want, want. And a lot of people like the money because they just want to get high and drink every day to escape the pain that's going to be there when you come down. That's why they want it. That's why it's a continuous cycle of dudes just getting high all day, every day, because they do not want to come down and deal with reality. They don't want to come down and deal with the trauma that they really have to face. And a lot of these artists did so much weird stuff, and the record label keep them high and drunk and supply that lean and all that stuff,
Right.
so they could sign their stuff away, they could get their ass away, and get their money away. You know what I'm saying? Cause it ain't no way in hell like these artists are like overdosing and the label don't know that. Because at one point they used to put the artists in rehab. Like, yo, you gotta go to rehab. How come no artist is going to rehab now?
Well, because back then companies were designed on integrity. Motown, so on and so forth. They were big on the reputation because you gotta understand, in that time frame, racism was very, very present. So if especially if you were a black owned company, of some kind, or even, when you think about it, even being Jewish is was a minority. You know what I'm saying? In that time, so for them it was about reputation. You know what I'm saying? Like I like my artist strung out on drugs, like that getting in the press, defunct the reputation of said companies back then. So their objective was, and not only just that, it was also to keep the workhorse running.
Yeah, not the whole industry, y'all. Certain labels were very family oriented, like the Motowns and stuff like that. Like they all, it was different. Like, but not the music industry. We're not talking about the industry. He's talking about certain labels were family oriented. So when one person got it twisted, everybody came together to try to. You seen what was that? The Motown movie. What was that? The Temptations. Remember the dude was an alcoholic, and they really, really tried to get him help.
Him up because he was a figurine to, and an important factor to the team. And the fans loved him, and they knew by him not, being at peak performance, it diminishes the factors of them actually being able to reap the financial benefit. You know what I'm saying? Whereas now they realize, shit, these motherfuckers is better off dead. These motherfuckers dead than we will alive. So let's build them enough
to kill them. Yep.
When they come down, we could triple our worth, and we could triple the worth of this said artist. We'll build them up so motherfucking high that when they look down, they don't even know they fucking left foot from their right foot. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're not prepared. See, a lot of these artists, they gave them success early, knowing that it would destroy them. And I always said, if they really wanted to get me the fuck up out of here, they should have gave me the bag a long time ago. When I was fresh coming from the street selling crack and all of that shit, they should have gave me the motherfucking bag, and then we wouldn't have been talking on this phone. We wouldn't have been on this podcast right now. I've been talking to somebody else who stood for something that, like I do, and they would be talking about me and how I fucked up my bag and how I was at the top of my game and you know what I'm saying? So sometimes what you think is a curse is actually a fucking blessing.
So the fact that you didn't get the money, it
was a blessing.
Was a blessing, yeah,
it
because
was a blessing. And my mother will contest to that, because I was getting a little different to deal with after a while. My ego, my shit was, I'm fucking 18, 19 years old. Like, bought my mother first house at fucking 18, then another one at like 22. like I was making stupid fucking bread.
You
And
know,
then,
it's
mhm,
funny
go
that you say that because people always say, Doggie Diamonds, you belong here. Doggie Diamonds, you're supposed to have this. Doggie Diamonds. And I always say to people, man, the difference between me and other people is that I never played myself, right? I've always had
right.
integrity. And that's why so many people rock with me. For one. For two, I always had the patience and I trust the process. And what I want people to know is that life is about steps, right? Sometimes
Right.
you can skip a step every now and again. But when you try to skip 4 steps, if you fall and bust your ass, you tumble all the way back down to the bottom of the steps. Or sometimes you break your leg and you can't even go up the steps anymore. So I've always just took it step by
Step by
step
step.
by step by step. And people don't understand how calculated I really am with how everything works with me. I'm very calculated and I watch people come and I watch people play themselves and they be out of here. But people always say, "Oh, this person passed you. This person is bigger than you," and I'm like, "How? I own mad companies, and I never said I was broke. I never complained about money. I never was you know what I'm saying? What are we talking about here? Like I'm confused about what is this narrative that y'all running with? I never been a bragger based off of what you said because you really couldn't get booked. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? You really could get booked. And a lot of times with how I carry myself is that I don't want people to know where I live. I don't want nobody to know my whip. I don't want people to know who I'm dating. I don't want people to know nothing because being how we grew up in Brooklyn, anonymity is everything. And when you
Big
was
facts.
ready, yeah, and when you was ready to jump out there and say, yo, I just stand the third, you had to be ready to let that ratty go off every day because somebody was saying,
Every
oh,
fucking
word?
day.
You got this, I'm coming for that. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
coming to that.
So somebody says step by step is Masonic reference. Dudes is just weird, man. And what do you mean I'm glad you and Doggy Diamonds and Charlemagne got cool again? When wasn't me and Charlemagne cool? Yo, some of y'all sometimes are very weird. You know, and I love my audience, but some of y'all sometimes be reading too much into stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I
It ain't their fault though. You know what? It ain't their fault. It's what they're subjected to. You know what I'm saying? If you subjected to a certain level or you subjected to a certain narrative all the fucking time, and it's thrown in your fucking face, and then right now people don't have nothing else to fucking do.
yeah. So they just be talking about step by step.
Overthinking, overthinking.
Because I publicly say I'm not a Mason. Okay, so I guess if I was, I get in trouble for saying. But who for those who are, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I've never talked bad about Charlemagne. Me and Charlemagne has always been cool. But then again, I understand y'all do what y'all do, and y'all be into these spooky people talking about bullshit that don't even be knowing what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? And y'all just keep going and going and going with stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And they come in, somebody said Gucci Man is dead, he's a clone. And I'm like, see, this is what I'm talking about.
Uh,
The fuck is wrong? Like, what's wrong? Like
my thing is this: why do you even give a fuck?
who me? Oh yeah, I don't because I
No,
don't
not
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying for whoever feels that way. Like if Gucci Man is a clone or if he isn't, how does it benefit you? And where is the receipt for this accusation? You know what I'm saying? Like people make accusations with no receipts.
Yeah.
Have some fucking receipts before you write a check for your mouth that your ass can't cash.
You know what though, Christ? You talk like me. I'm from the town. Like we come up with when somebody say something that they really don't have nothing, no business saying, you got punched in your mouth. So I think that's why even like when we speak, we really be on some watching how we speak, because even though I could be the aggressor, you still used to get you really get snuffed, or you really had to get down for saying certain stuff. So even me having a position I have and I got an audience and all that, I still watch my mouth. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
because at
saying?
the end of the day, we, and I can speak plural, we are not here to talk down on anybody. We're here to speak in truth.
Yeah.
Period. I'm about truth. I ain't about nothing else. Like, and to touch on what you said earlier about people speaking on others that may have surpassed you. They only looking from the outside. They're not looking from the inside. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of broke rich motherfuckers.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That.
they have the trimmings of what may seem to be wealth, but that shit is all cap. And most of these niggas is struggling to keep that facade and that lifestyle up. And now the cap is real. You could go and download an app called Toro, and you can rent a Maserati,
Oh,
a
yeah.
nice car
Yeah.
tomorrow. You could go get an Airbnb.
Yep.
If you cool with Aviani and Co, you could go rent you some fucking jewelry, and you could do that for a day and come up on a nice bad thing I saw. You know what I'm saying? Have her in a dream, and she all set and situated in her life, not knowing that she funding the aberration.
Yep.
Aberration, everyone listening, is the dream. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So, we got to be careful of what we actually subscribe to.
Let me give you yeah, I do have an older interview with Christ. Yep. But let me give you another one, right? When I was doing DVDs, and Freeze was doing his DVD Sub Zero, even though, he says some disparaging stuff about, but I don't have an issue with him, you know what I'm saying? But I remember him saying that he doesn't let people on his DVD unless they create their illusion. So they had to go rent the Lambo and all this stuff. And I get what he was saying because he wanted a certain presentation for his DVD. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
but the difference with that was, yo, at 12 o'clock, that stagecoach turned back into a pumpkin.
And the fucking shoe turned
Turned it,
into
yeah, a
to a
Weebach or some shit like
fast
that.
fucking loafer.
Yeah, this is the point I'm making. So the funnier thing about this game is that we have people right now doing the most. And again, how you define selling your soul is just straight up and down 100 and is right and exact. You know what I'm saying? I remember I got a deal with Viacom in CBS, and I was uh
I like how you slipped that in.
yeah,
Pause.
no, I had a deal with Viacom and CBS, and I was up there doing my podcast, doing my show. And I
I,
remember saying to me, I remember people saying to me, yo, don't sell your soul. And I was like, but how do I'm a G from the borough. I'm from Brooklyn. Y'all don't
facts.
have enough confidence and faith in me that I'm coming in there to disrupt the system?
It ain't you though, because so many of us who have been who were real, you know, this was like, man, you know what? I'm really tired of this child support shit. Like, man, fuck it. I'ma just
Yeah,
submit. I'm gonna submit to the low frequency. Fuck it. So many of our peers,
yeah, facts,
who was right and exact,
facts.
submitted to a lower frequency for what they felt was a higher level gain.
But the funniest thing though is that I've had the jury, the money and all that as a little kid though. So the money, what is money?
But they ain't seeing that, D. They ain't
Yeah,
look. They not seeing that because they don't know the backstory.
this is what I'm saying. Like when people be like, "Yo, this, yo, he get into the bag, he getting money." I'm like, "Yo, what he call money, some people call taxes. That's not
Right?
money. It's different. It's levels to this." And again, I try to tell my audience, Shout out to Cecilia Williams for the donations. What I try to tell my audience is stop basing success off of materialism. That's
Yeah,
not success. That's
that's
good
not.
credit.
Yeah,
Good credit.
it's
You could go get a Wraith and drive off. Only
big.
thing, yeah, only thing you have to establish is the fact that you're going to pay your bills on time.
That's it. You
That's
could get a
it. You could get
you could
whatever
get
you
a
want
card with unlimited money on it, but you gotta pay that shit back.
back. This is what I'm saying. And look at how many people have the bag
Mm.
and they're so sad.
Yeah,
They're
because
sad.
they reached what I would like to call a zenith, and when they got to it, I mean, I went through that. Hustling in the street. Making a whole lot of fucking money with my niggas, and we blowing the bag, going to the mall, and then you get all of that shit, and then you like, damn. I was more happy chilling with this chick in my
Fact.
crib than all these fucking clothes I just bought.
I love this analogy, right? The analogy is right now you on the block eating hairy chicken wings and french fries with hot sauce and ketchup on everything, dreaming
Right.
to be in the mansion. And the dude is in the mansion eating caviar on the finest, wishing he could come to the
He can
block
eat
and
the
eat
three
hairy chicken wings and
right,
french
right.
fries. So be
I speak
careful,
to
be
niggas
careful
all the
what
time.
yeah, be careful what you look for and what you want because you might just get it. And at what cost though? And see what people don't understand is that my mental health, my physical health, and my spirit is always rich. So it don't matter money. Like money come and go. You spend it, you pay bills, you do what you have to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But money will never, ever, ever change the person that I am because what is money? Money doesn't mean anything. And I've been sad as hell. And I remember my cousin saying to me, yo, bro, you got money. Yo, go on vacation. But I was
Mm.
damn, he was like, yo, go, go, go to a beach somewhere. Go hit the sun. Yo, it's gonna make you happy. I was like, yo, but I'm sad. He was like, yo, but you got everything. Yo, you got money. And I was like, yo, but I'm still something still ain't I still don't feel right. And what
Clicking.
it was the trauma that I went through as a kid. You know what I'm saying? And being through traumatic experiences, the money don't make the trauma go away. You
Nah, I
understand
don't.
what I'm saying? And now you sitting here and
Slightly
then
buffers
yeah,
it.
I mean, at the end of the day, again, trinkets. You know, we got
Yeah.
$1,200 phones, but you got a $1,200 phone, and all you doing is going on social media with a $1,200 phone that you have to make payments on that don't even make you the money back that you spending every month. You understand
Correct.
what I'm saying? So I'm the type of individual that's like, yo, hold on, I got these phones, but this phone's got to bring me some bread or I'm gonna
Got
pay the phone off. You understand what I'm saying? Because
that.
I don't like having overhead. I don't like having, and then I'm not gonna slut myself out and pay for a crazy phone because it's the new phone that's out. Because I know that I got the 11, they coming out with the 12. I get the 12, they coming out with the 13. So they playing with me. That's why I stopped playing Madden. That's why I stopped playing NBA 2K because I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, they're playing with me. You know what I'm saying? And I can't
Right.
stay into this, can't get caught up in this matrix because they going, they mess with the algorithm every day. And now you scrambling trying to figure out, hold on, yo, I ain't got the lit phone. And I'm like, yo, hold on. Everybody's still just going social media. Me, I'm on here doing all my business on my phone because I can't understand that how I'm gonna have all this high tech. It's a part in New Jack City where Pookie said, "Yo, y'all got all this high tech equipment and y'all don't know shit."
Yeah, I remember
Remember that
that.
part, right? So when I look at people, I'm like, "Yo, you got all this high tech stuff. What are you doing with it? You don't need that." But we are being duped into believing that we need these things and we willing, and it goes back to the title of the video and it goes back to the narrative that we're speaking about. We are willing to do anything to get shit that don't even really mean nothing in the real world. It's like, yo, I got a new phone. So what? So? Because only thing, no matter what you do in life, the sad thing is that as long as people don't acknowledge it, it don't even matter because you did it for acknowledgement. So you
Exactly.
remember seeing dude, he might get a new watch and he all of a sudden rolling his sleeve up. And he just keep rolling his sleeve up. And he'd be like, yo, my nigga, I see your watch. It's all right. Oh, you see it? But that's why he was doing it. And it was for the acknowledgement. Just like a woman. If she come in, if you don't tell her, yo, you cut your hair look nice, she'll be like, you don't notice anything about me? Everything is being done for acknowledgement, and we being caught and thinking that we got to get caught up in what these elite people are doing, and we are not there with them mentally, and our spirit is not. We don't share the same spirit because these people are evil. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? And what they did to get some of the stuff, I don't think many people can really do that. I know I can't do it. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So maybe I'm not going to be there with them
How you
there.
will be. You know, it's see,
But
you
no,
gotta. I
no,
mean,
look,
you
I'm not
shit,
gonna
you
be.
are.
No,
You
listen,
you a righteous man, brother. That's
facts.
more rich. That's more wealth than anybody could obtain.
What I'm saying is I'm not gonna be there in certain rooms. I'm not gonna be in certain settings because
And
I'm gonna
fuck
come in
them
here.
niggas' rooms. Them
Yeah, this
rooms
is this is what I'm
mean nothing.
saying. Cause see, I'm the type that come in a room and there's an elephant in the room, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, it's a big ass fucking elephant in here. Yo, what the fuck?" And everybody gonna be like, "What elephant? I don't see no elephant." Nah, I can't. Nah, I can't. I don't know how to. I don't know how to keep it phony. You understand what I'm saying? So they have, and they will leave me out of certain things because if I see certain things that's not right and exact, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, dudes was wilding." And I'm not holding nobody weird secrets when I know that it's damaging to our people. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you tell me something as a man, that's one thing. But if you tell me, yo, man, dudes, you know, I got the bag, but yo, they did XYZ. What? Oh, nah, man, you was abused. And
Right.
some dudes in this music industry, right? Some men, some women, and even the children, because look what they do to the children. Some people are so abused that it became normal to them. They don't even know they abused. And then when they wake up one day and say, oh, wow, they go crazy.
Yeah, they became susceptible to it.
Yep, they go crazy. You know, but the good thing, like I said, we're from a certain cloth that, you know, dudes got seen certain money early, luckily. You know what I'm saying, and had some success. So you're like, hold on, this ain't really what y'all think it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not doing that. I'm not going there because once you go there, you can't come back.
Can't come back.
You know.
You know, perfect example, right? I was speaking to well, one of my business advisors, and they called me not too long before we got on the chat,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, "Well, I was able to get this amount of money for you, and so you know what? You know, the first thing I'm asking, I'm like, well, how much in taxes do we
Yeah. Well, how much
owe?"
do I get to keep? Yeah.
Right. So let's give them theirs, and then when do I have to give this bread back and all that? You know, like I'm asking the quintessential questions. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, well, look, let's put this in an escrow or whatever, and let that pay off the initial loan, so this could boost my Dun and Brad and so on and so forth. You know, this is learned behavior, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you blew the bag as many times as we as we have in our lifetime, you start learning, and once again, checks and balances. You start learning how to be more responsible. Now, I know a few brothers, few constituents of mine that came into a nice amount of money and ain't paying fucking taxes on them. I'm like, yo, my man,
You in trouble. Yeah.
you're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't put what they said, the cart before the horse. You get what I'm
You
saying?
you
And,
counted your chickens before they hatched.
exactly. And shameless plug, I have to put this out there. If anybody out there and you're looking to get your taxes done, and shit like that, you can go to atthetaxshop.com, at the tax shop, which is their social media platform. They're paying people $50 and giving vacation vouchers, to do your taxes. They're excellent at what they do. And they have a lot of other business opportunities that they could present to you guys. So if you're interested, you can go to atthetaxshop.com and tell them Christ sent you.
Got you. So yeah, this is my guy. Shout out to Dre too, man. Big Dre, you know what I'm saying? Shout
Oh,
out
big
to
fan.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's my guy,
Yeah.
CEO of government officials.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, yes, yes. Um what projects you got coming out?
Right now, I'm working on my second album, Resurrection. I dropped the EP in December. I forget what day I dropped it, but I dropped the EP in December called Main 2,
Okay.
produced by Funk Star of Crummy Beats. Me and him came together and we produced, this project. I got OG Star Kim Law, doing the intro of it. Um, Speaking about Ain't No Nigga, I got vocalist Khadijah Bass, who actually
Did the
sang
vocals for Ain't No Nigga, yep.
it on Ain't No Nigga. And funny enough, she's the background vocalist on What a Man, the
Wow.
Salt
Salt
and
and
Pepper.
Pepper.
And she's the vocals on Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody with Kid and Play. you know.
Wow. So she was in there with
What?
Herbie.
Yeah, she sang background with Guy and
Oh, I need Khadijah. Oh, and she did because she did Upside Down for uh
yes.
uh what's the group? It was my man Rubber Band. Then with the Misfits. The Misfits. They had
Yep,
a
the
song
Miss.
called Upside Down, and
Yeah,
it
you
was
got to
Mush
get on
Mouth.
the show, man. She got a story, man. Like she worked with Shaggy. Like, you know what's crazy? Like they call her the voice of Brooklyn. It's like she got an actual plaque, for that and all of that. And she was on the Funk Master Flex project. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
Like,
said they wear shades to hide their corrupt souls.
for your fucking information, these are prescription glasses.
uh, and,
you know,
and for
my
your
guy
info, and
wears
look, and for
shades.
information, for your information, I have
Yeah,
bright lights in here, and I just wear shades. So whatever. And oh,
yeah.
oh, and I have deals working with being that I wear shades so much. I have deals coming out with a few shades companies. So this is I do this for a reason. But go ahead, Christ. Khadijah. Shout out to Khadijah.
Shout out to Khadijah. And I had another up and coming vocalist by the name of Kim Maria. She coming up, and then another vocalist by the name of Tiffany Page. She actually did a few songs on Talib Kweli and a few other people with the funny enough, like the only, and then my boy Danger Planet. He's an up and coming reggae artist. So he's the only male feature. All other features female, on the project. And the EP is out right now. It's called Ming Two. Shit is fire.
On
With the
all
next
streaming platforms.
on all streaming platforms. And you
Okay.
can go to Christ.com. If you want to check out like some of my other stuff that I put out from like 2016 up until now, you can go to Christ.com. I have my merch as well on the site. You know
I
what
ain't
I'm
getting no
saying?
sweater, but that's a whole nother thing. I gotta
No,
pull
I
up
got
on.
you, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
is one of them. I got you,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
and
Shout out to Red
uh,
Sam too. Uh,
yeah, King Prince.
oh,
Shout
he
out
don't
to
go
my
by Red
brother.
Sam no more.
Yeah, he go by King Prince. He do him and his wife actually have an export business. They're training people. It's called A Gates, if I'm not mistaken. They have a company where they're training people on how to get into the import and exporting business.
Mm.
And for those who don't know about that, that's like the like individuals who have clothing lines and shit like that. They have to deal with the government to get those fabrics and to get those goods into the country. And she worked in the government for years doing that. So now she has her own platform, her and my brother, and they're training people on how to, be in the import and exporting business. And with that training, they also helping certain people if they want to get jobs in that field as well.
And what's the name he go about? Go
Um,
by.
King Prince, but on his Instagram page is Ra_Brownsville,
Mm-hmm.
and I think their actual company page is at A Gates, Gates.
And reason why I shouted him out, cause that pen is lethal, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, nah,
Dudes better leave me alone, cause I know
yeah,
about that pen.
yeah. Red has been
Yeah,
a
he's a
ghost writer
ghostwriter for
for
real.
a
Like,
long time. Yeah.
yeah, and I and yeah, and I'm being nice because 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 the bro know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, fact.
That
Big
pen
fact.
is Ghost wrote some of the songs, especially somebody who sent me a DM and said, I ain't never had no ghostwriter. I'm from Brooklyn. Okay? I'm from Brooklyn. Brooklyn is very big, but it's very communal. And we know each other, and a lot of us is one phone call away from this, that, and the third, right?
Right.
I know who Penn went where when it comes to my borough. That's just all I say that. So what's your social media?
At dvaliaschrist.com.
Okay. No.
D
Yeah, your your website. What's your Instagram?
at dvaliaschrist.com.
That's the name of your Instagram?
No, excuse me, at
That's what
dvaliaschrist. I'm
that's
so
what
used to plugging my fucking website, bro.
yeah.
But yeah, at dvaliaschrist. Everything is dvaliaschrist.
Dude want me to say his name real bad. He said Brooklyn is gentrified. Why don't you come to Brooklyn and see how gentrified it is? Go to Brownsville. Go to Brownsville and go to East New York. And go there and stop any. I don't care if it's the little dudes, the big the big grown men or whatever. Tell them it's gentrified out there,
Yeah,
please.
because people got to realize that Brooklyn is the biggest borough. It's about 2.5 million plus. So there is a section of Brooklyn that has, that has been gentrified, and for economic reasons and for accessibility reasons, because it's close to the city, and it's a lot more expensive for them to now live in the
The
city.
city. Yep.
They came to an area that is a little closest to the city, so they're able to commute back and forth to their said companies and businesses that are established in Manhattan. But as you go deeper into the inskirts,
It's really different, boy, because I ain't even
it's
going over there no
very
more.
different.
So somebody Dallin Feltisco said, do you use Alibaba for a lot of importing and exporting? But he doesn't do it though. He doesn't
Nah, I
do it.
don't
You got
think
to speak to his brother.
that would you would have to speak to my brother and his wife
Yeah,
about that. But they have their own business, so
yeah,
I don't know if they use Alibaba or Baba Haba or whoever the fuck. But
That's a company. That's a whole nother company that,
yeah, that's a whole
yeah,
nother.
Alibaba and AliExpress is what a lot of people is using. So
Yeah,
yeah, but
they're
but but I love when people say Brooklyn is gentrified. Please, you will be a victim. You
you
will
will,
you will
especially
be
if
a
you come
victim.
to the Ville. It ain't all what it's cracked up to be. I
Yeah.
don't even know if they could gentrify the Ville.
Nah, you know what? I said that's the last place that they're going to gentrify because it's people
It's
saying
gonna
Brooklyn.
be hard because it's in the center of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So there's no city commute. It's a further commute to the city living in Brownsville. So they're not gonna go there. The furthest I see them going is Bed-Stuy and then Flatbush by default, because Flatbush is still close to like Barclay. When you're speaking about Prospect, you know what I'm saying? Because from like Prospect to maybe Ocean, it's a little gentrified.
Yeah, but go to I could give you places that nobody even really know. Go to Ebbetsfield and say it's gentrified. Go
Oh,
I could give you stuff that people don't even really be bigging up. Like go to Ebbetsfield and tell the little homies out there it's gentrified.
nah,
Okay. You'll be all right. But
yeah, you
yeah.
right.
Yeah. So one more time for your your Instagram, because you're on Twitter. You don't really tweet that much.
You know what? I do, but because I have it connected to my Instagram,
Okay, you just poured it
if I,
over.
fault. Yeah, so
Okay.
I do that because I don't know. It's like Twitter don't be busting like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. It's like,
Oh, somebody said Coney Island too. Whoa, yeah, go to CI. Go to
yeah.
CI
Shout
on
out to my guy Nims
look at the
too.
hat I got on. This is them.
Oh, that. Oh yeah, nice.
Facts. Yeah, facts. You know what I'm
Shout
saying?
out to Nims.
I wear this all the time. Gorilla Nims.
Yeah, I actually got Nims on the album that I'm about to drop, which is called Resurrection.
Yeah.
This this album gonna be serious, man. Like I'm never really one to toot my own horn, but this Resurrection project is gonna be it's gonna be real special, man. I feel
How come you never, cause you could call most of these big name artists personally. How come you don't get a lot of the features from a lot of them?
because then it becomes a difficult struggle to get them in the video.
Got you.
And it's not because they don't want to be there, but the scheduling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And then COVID right now,
saying?
everybody's using that for an excuse.
It's different. And then for me, I'm an underdog. You know what I'm saying? So I really want to fuck with the underdog, artists. You know what I'm saying? Like Nims, who I see coming up, or Ill Bill, or UFO Thief, and just some of the up and coming artists that I see, moving and shaking. My boy Ito from upstate.
Rochester,
Yeah,
yes.
you
Lil
know what I'm
Ito.
saying? Like
Some people saying that you need to do another joint with Lord Have Mercy.
that's my brother. I
Yeah.
actually spoke to Lloyd day before yesterday via DM,
Mm.
and it's gonna happen. He's working, getting his health intact, and strengthening his mental and his person. Anybody that knows Lord, they know that about him. I call him Batman.
Mm.
Like Batman, I'm Superman. Like he's the Dark Knight. Like he just goes into his cave and he's like real serious, and it's like what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
yeah, we have records in the stash, but I don't feel the need to drop any of those until he's at peak performance and ready to to move. But that's my brother. Like it's
Next.
crazy because people try to put us against each other, and our bond is so strong. We just we like surpassed all of that bullshit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Before we go, people want to know, do Trigger and Smooth still rap?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
But they more into they got businesses. Trig got the security, SMG security dynamic that he's doing. Smooth working on the Brooklyn Boys. He got movies and shit that he working on, and and full time grandfather. Like he, you know what I'm saying? Like they doing life shit, but when I'll say this much: when they ready to rap and they ready to put some music out, they gonna do it, but they ain't pressed on it. That should tell you something.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like for me, they'll tell you like this shit has always been me. Like I've always loved doing music. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very secretive. So any endeavors and shit that I do, like I don't even really broadcast too much of that shit for various reasons. You don't let the left hand know what the right hand doing, and I want motherfuckers to give me that same energy. Don't switch up your shit because I got my hand in this or my hand in that or this, that, and the third. Like, nah,
Yeah.
you gonna keep this shit rocking, very simplistic.
Yep. So if you was on some sucker time, stay on sucker time.
Yeah,
So
stay on sucker
stay
time.
on
Like,
sucker time, and I don't
yeah,
deal with
don't
suckers.
be trying to, be cool with me, and that's another reason why I've turned down a lot of podcast interviews.
Yes.
Cause you're
Yes.
not gonna fucking try to railroad me and ask me a bunch of goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't even fucking know my history, nothing that I've ever done. You just heard about me through other various channels, and you want me on your platform, to speak against some of my peers in this shit, and I ain't with that. And no time in this podcast have we spoke badly about anybody. It's all been about the truth.
Yeah.
And
Somebody
what
want to
I
know, do you write or freestyle? Sincere Williams wants to know.
do
Do
you
you
choose?
write? Do you write? Because these dudes now is going in there and on some.
I'll be honest with you. I learned how to not write.
Mm-hmm.
I learned how, and D Dot actually showed me. Because what happened was I was in a session with D Dot. I think it was a record that Dave East was actually on at the time. But I think he used that verse for something else. But it was a record that we was working on. And D Dot got this little bounce and shit he be doing. You know what I'm saying? And those long yellow papers that they have in the studio that that you would write on. I had the hook going in my head, but I was compelled to write it down on the paper so I didn't forget. And he was like, "Nah, put that shit down. Vibe with me, my nigga." You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
vibe. You don't need that paper. And I was like, shit, this thing gonna work with big everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a trust this brother's process, and by trusting his process, I actually learned, how to write without writing shit down. But I don't
Mm.
do it all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
a vibe thing. I write in my phone, or I'll freestyle in my phone. Like I have an app called Tully.
Oh, you
You
just
know,
gave a jewel away. Say it again. Or you
I'll
want to?
freestyle.
I don't even think you should say it again. They got to rewind that. Don't tell them the app because everybody, yeah,
Nah,
ain't
it's
no.
cool. Nah, download the Telly app. Give us a, sponsor my guy's show. You know what I'm
Yeah, send
saying?
me a donation or something
Yeah,
like that.
should send a donation. But
Yeah.
yeah, I use the Tully app, Tully, and what it allows you to do, it allows you to write and listen to the track at the same time, opposed to having to play it in another app and then use another app like Evernote to write the rhyme.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can actually play the record, and you can, if you don't want to write it, you could play the beat and then record yourself freestyling, and then you could just pick whatever pieces that you actually want and then put your verse together. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, some sophisticated app.
Yeah, yeah. And I found out that app from the youth. You
Wow.
know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I found out about that app and then another app called Amuse. I think that's through United Masters,
Mm.
and you can literally upload your artwork and your music straight from your phone and put it on all streaming platforms right from the app.
All right. So yeah, I thank you for coming through. Uh, yeah,
God,
and we gonna build later on, and I'm gonna call you later on about. Oh, yeah, we got a surprise coming this spring
I was
too.
about to say it, but I stopped.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
I'm about to say don't tell them, don't tell them. But it's something that
I
me and you
stopped. I
worked
said,
on.
wait a minute.
Yeah, yeah. It's something that me and you worked on a few years. Damn, 2014, right? 2014.
Yeah,
And
it came
I got you to do
great.
something. I got you to do something, and you came through and did it, and it's something that me and you gotta work on and present to the people that's gonna be dope one day. You know what I'm saying? And
Sir.
it is what it is. So yo, let me sign you out, and I thank you for coming through. I will build with you later on. Thank you. I appreciate
Sir,
you.
salute.
Yep. All right. Peace.
Peace
All
and
right.
blessings.
New here, right? Because y'all talking about I'm withholding information. Yo, I give information every day. First of all, my whole show has been about information. I don't even open my mouth unless I give information. So what are y'all talking about? And I'm gonna let y'all stay because some of y'all are new. But if you start getting on my nerves, I'm gonna have to dub you. Okay, I'm gonna have to get you up out of here because I'm not holding information for clout. But intellectual property and a lot of stuff, y'all be rewarding a lot of these weirdos and supporting them, and they don't give you nothing. They actually yell at you and curse at you the whole time in the chat and talking about hit the like, or if you don't hit the like, I'm not saying nothing. And then y'all be giving them hitting the like and all that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you're not here to support what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't gonna support me the way I need to be supported, just bounce. You know what I'm saying? Just bounce. So at the end of the day, I'm a ball of information. And for the people who keep asking me, my Drink Champs interview dropped tomorrow. If you're following me on social media, which you should be, at Doggie Diamonds, DOGGIEDIAMONDS on everything, my Drink Champs interview drops tomorrow. They dropped 2 clips, you know what I'm saying? And my Drink Champs interview drops tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna say. And after this, I'm telling you, nothing will ever be the same after this, because if you think, just look at the 2 clips that I put out. Talk about information, it's nothing but information. You know what I'm saying? So the Drink Champs interview drop tomorrow. And that's it. So y'all ain't gotta ask me no more. And I will say, Nori texted me and he said, and this is what I want to say to y'all in closing. Nori said to me, your fans is mad aggressive. He said, yo, they was on me. Yo, they did not leave me alone until I put that interview out. So for y'all going in and always telling him, put Doggie Diamonds interview out, yo, I appreciate y'all. Because y'all definitely, the interview was going to come out, but y'all applied that extra pressure, and that interview is coming out tomorrow. And he texted me, said, yo, your fans are aggressive. So thank you for that. And I'm not talking about Star. Star is the big homie. I would never talk bad about Star ever. I would never. Star could say on his platform, Doggie Diamonds is a bitch. And I will never respond to Star in a negative way. You know why? Because Star is the big homie. Star is the guy that a lot of us pattern ourselves after. Star is a guy who been in the game for a minute. So I do not disrespect anybody who paved the way. Period. I know how to keep my mouth shut. I will call him and ask him before I straight up and down talk bad about Star. So I will never, ever disrespect Star. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. And Star has put me on the game and did stuff for me that nobody has ever done for me. And he didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Star because, again, he is definitely the OG. And he put on game. He came from radio and he did it his way. So I'm definitely appreciative of him. So before I go, I got the promo running. So let me find the damn promo. Oh, could I also before I do go too, thank y'all for watching. But I want y'all to look at this right here. I'm looking to put together a female podcast, but I don't want to do a podcast with I want an age demographic because I got an idea. So I'm looking for females between 21 and 25 to co-host a new podcast YouTube show that I'm working on. And yeah, contact with me, info@doggiediamondstv.com. And they have to be black women. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they have to be black women. So, if people are mad at me because of whatever, but they have to be black women. So, because I have an idea that I want to do. So, again, yeah, that's what it is. So, I'm looking for females between 21 and 25 because I want to do a show. And I got an idea for a show. So, holla at me. If you're between 21 and 25, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? I have an idea for something that I want to do. So with that, I'm Doggie Diamonds. I don't want to do a show with women that's just angry, disgruntled, men hating and all that. I want to do a show with some younger women because I have an idea. You know what I'm saying? I have an idea. And it's gonna be dope. So if you got a sister, a cousin, or somebody, tell them to hit me up. info@Doggie Diamonds TV. And yeah. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Yo, homie, 420, I'm really starting not to like you. So you listen, skating on thin ice. That's all I'm gonna say. You skating on thin ice. I don't know you, you don't know me, but you're skating on thin ice. That's all I'm gonna say. So with that, I'm Doggie Diamonds. Drink champs tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Drink champs tomorrow. Shout out to DV Alias Khryst. I'm out. Peace.
Make sure you
Whoa,
click
whoa. What are you
subscribe.
doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
YouTube.com/DoggieDiamonds.
First of all, you're producing your own show and you messing up. Let's do that all over again. Hold on. Here we go. All right, I'm out. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Peace.
Make sure you click subscribe. YouTube.com/DoggieDiamondsTV. Until next time, peace.
I read the super chats. I ain't seen nothing. My bad. Next time. Peace.